I'm here in front of Jiang Bay in the heart of Chongqing. And today we are starting the Chongqing arc with some Jiang Cai in search of the best mala. It's a different world here in China. For this Chongqing arc, I had to ditch the usual Google and YouTube universe and dive into the Xiaohongshus and 大众点评 for my research. And I'm gonna be honest, I just got lost in the sauce. There are so many places. Let me help paint the picture. There are over 30,000 hotpot places in Chongqing. And going through the many reviews and videos, everyone is saying something different and suggesting a different place. Normally cross-referring a few places will lead me to commonly mentioned places, but Chongqing is a different beast. Although it might just be the same animal. When a dish is really loved in the country, people hate what is popular. Think Tian Tian chicken rice in Singapore, Village Park in Malaysia, Ichiran in Japan. Chongqing is similar, but instead of having one place get all the hate, the divide is between what is internet popular, Wang Hong, and what is found in the rustic neighborhoods, Lao Se Chu. So what we are going to do in this video is visit one internet popular place and one from the local neighborhoods to find the best mala. We are starting over there at杨记隆府to try their Jiang Cai. This place has a 4.4 rating of 35,600 reviews and is on 大众点评's must-eat list. It is also located kinda next to 解放碑. We are here, by the way. So it's everything the people on Xiaohongsu warn me about. Absolutely perfect. Let's get it, guys. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy the content, the best way to support me is what you are doing right now, giving me the video watch time. All of the reviews in this series are strictly unsponsored. If I don't pay for it, I won't talk about it, which means that I have to make money in other ways. Please consider joining as a member of the channel if you can afford to do so, or subscribe if you haven't already. Your support is much appreciated. And now back to the video. 一位来，你们请。好，欢迎光临老字号杨记隆府。欢迎你们请。进台地哦，这边空着的桌子都可以坐哈。好，谢谢。扫码就可以点菜了。好的，谢谢。As with anything, we start with the salma. Everything is QR code here.
请问有没有什么忌口的？
没。
然后这个辣椒火牛肉，它是牛肉末，要不要给你们换个牛肉片？
可以啊，牛肉片可以啊。
然后米饭茶菜直接包含在通位费里面的5元一位，上菜时间15至20分钟。好的，谢谢。I was a little worried that, it might be a little bit hard to shoot, possibly because of how many people is in Chongqing. But I came at a loud time, and I think I'm like one of the 5 people in the restaurant. But anyway, for this episode, we are focusing on Jiang Cai, which is the coolest name. Jiang directly translates to rivers and lakes, but its meaning is more like the society or the world. Cai means dish, so what Jiang Cai refers to are dishes that you need to know how to cook if you are stepping out into the culinary world as a chef. Dishes that people will judge your skill on. These dishes aren't necessarily mala, but obviously we are ordering the mala ones today. Okay, I said only mala dishes, but this is just too interesting.富贵大麻圆, which translates to the numbness of being in a rich person's world. What a dish. What the? This is heavier than I thought. I have no idea how to do this. Oh, it's not brittle, it's actually pretty. This tastes like our butterfly bun. I'm very curious to know how they made this. Some sort of blowing into deep frying. Quite interesting. Anyway, to why we are here. 辣子鸡. This might be my first time eating proper 辣子鸡, because in proper 辣子鸡, they dice the chicken so small that if you take anything that is vaguely more appealing, it is almost guaranteed to be bone. So those that are meat are these like 1 cm cubes, maybe even lesser.
We really came to Chongqing to eat mala. How? Maybe from the first moment I've seen 辣子鸡, right? I always wonder, why would you cut the chicken like this? Isn't it such a pain to eat? Only now do I understand the point of it. They cut it really small and deep fried it really harshly in what conventionally will be thought as overcooked. But what that does is create all these deeply dark brown ridges all over the chicken. The whole chicken is just brimming with flavor. The idea to me is similar to a doner kebab, where they put the meat on a grill and then rotate it, and they only use the outside, the deeply roasted parts. Here the chicken is full flavor, and because it is so small, right, the mala flavor, and I'll get there, is able to coat it so well. It is so intensely flavorful. The deep fry is reaching the bones such that when you gnaw the bones, that deep chickeny flavor is there as well. And that's just the chicken part. The mala flavor, the part that I went how. I'm eating 辣子鸡, but the taste is as good as a very thick mala hot pot. There is this smell as the dish reaches the table that is the same smell as the street outside. The street with the 8 mala hot pots next to each other. My first time eating 辣子鸡. But there is one miss. And this miss is more towards the dish itself rather than the place. Because they deep fried the bone so intensely, it is bone dry and very tough. And I think borderline dangerous to eat. They cut the chicken to such small pieces by hacking with the cleaver. So that means some bones will break off unevenly, leading to jagged edges. And after you harden these jagged edges, they become even more dangerous. It's easily capable of piercing your gum or breaking off your filling. So eat this with care. Next up, 辣爆江湖牛肉. There was a version that is supposed to be done with minced meat, but he asked me if I want the sliced beef instead. Not sure why he asked me that. But anyway, very clear velveting already. You can see that shiny surface. Let's give this a go. This is so direct. Velveting doing its work, beef is tender, and just a really strong hit of green chilies. It almost reminds me of like sambal hijau. You can see that the chili are blistered but not burnt, so there's no like persistent bitterness throughout the dish. The onions as well, just slightly torched on the side, still crisp. Oh, great management on the textures. Very jiany. I was certain that I saw some ma jiao on the picture, but I don't really see any here. Oh my god, the spice is building. Maybe I should have eaten the green chilies like salad, but a really nice dish. It's very flavorful, but yet at the same time very jiany. The freshness of the green chili and the coriander and the raw onion really like makes everything so light. Good dish. And lastly,杨记招聘鱼, and this is a 白鱼. Obviously 亮油. You can see the coriander already scalded and wrinkling. Expectedly heavy layer of oil on top. But what is not expected, right, is that the sauce under is very viscous. So I don't know, maybe some tomato paste, or it can't be all from the gelatin of the fish, right? That would be crazy. Let's give this a go. I have never eaten a fish that is this soft and has this many bones. I'm, I don't know, 20% into the fish, and there are like 50 bones on the plate right now. I know some people like tender fish. I don't. I like my fish to have a bit of bounce. When it's this tender, it's kind of boring. The flavor is very pronounced. The oil is so fragrant with chilies, namek peppercorn, and very strong coriander. This is the first time I've seen a coriander smell transfer so heavily into the oil. And the sauce is special too, some sort of house blend. I taste like a little bit of oyster sauce,
plum sauce combination, which I guess is what gives it the viscosity, but I don't like the profile. Like, I totally get if some people like this, and if they do, this is done very well, but I don't like the combination. Quite a pity, cause the execution on this is really good. Both the cook on the fish, the pouring of the oil, the mixing of the flavors. I think they really intended what they wanted to do. I just don't like it. Okay, a great start to the Chongqing arc, but now let's move on to our Lao社区half of this video. Next, we are moving over to 人和水上漂 for our less popular neighborhood version of Jiang Cai. Okay, I say less popular, but it's still like 4.2 rated of 3,100 reviews. In case you haven't figured it out, China numbers are different. One is for certain, however, is that it's very far from Jiang Bay, about 25 minutes drive up north from where we were. I'm excited. 人和水上漂 is exactly the name you want for a Jiang Cai restaurant. Let's get it, guys. We are here, boys. We do the scan thing. Oh, they have Tihua Tang here, but we cannot eat it on this series. Okay, we ordered. Definitely older in this area, but very busy. It almost reminds me like a warung in Indonesia. Okay, I am pumped and a little bit scared. I haven't really talked about the spiciness yet in this Chongqing arc, and the dishes in the previous place were pretty okay. But what I'm seeing here are not chilies, but chili seeds. For those of you who don't know, spiciness is all in the chili seeds. The outside flesh of the chili actually doesn't taste like much, and they have it doesn't get any fresher than this fresh tofu. They literally finish it in front of you, and what you're supposed to do is to take it and then put it into the yu tie, and then just ooh. I really don't want to say something stupid like tastes very fresh, but it tastes very pure. You need a certain level of chopstick skill for this though, one that I don't possess. We'll be having this throughout the meal. Let's move on to the 凉拌菜. Fu Fei Pian, one of my all-time favorites. This actually looks a little different. I don't understand the cut enough, but this is not what I'm used to looking at. This looks more like pig ears. Was there always so much collagen in Fu Fei Pian? Anyway. If flavor can be tuned like a volume knob, I think they are borderline deaf here. Even for a Fu Fei Pian lover like me, right, there is that sour weight with the cut that can make you a little bit hesitant at times. This is the first time in my life there is no such taste. It tastes so clean, and I don't think it's the mala helping it remove the taste. Cause you can see the slices are actually pretty clean. It doesn't look like it spent much time in there. It's just that the cut, fresh beef versus frozen beef kind of thing, which is amplified when you deal with innards. They like a good bit of vinegar in their sauces, and despite being so heavy, right, it's very appetizing. And strangely, the chili seeds are actually not that spicy. These are actually chili crunch. So this topping has all been deep fried, so they have had all the moisture taken out, and it's all crispy. Like lao gam. Oh, this is good. Sheesh. I don't want to move on, but I have to. Wait, have I said that before? Oh, my first mao tu after reaching Chongqing. Same style, but this time is the 热拌, so this is a warm one instead of a cool one. This is wrong. Offals are supposed to have an off taste. They are called offals. but there is no off taste here. The tripe is so fresh. If offal tastes like that, a lot more people will be eating offals. And the chili crisp, more pronounced here because it's warm. It tastes kind of like a Sichuan version of a heavy ham. You get that deep roasty flavor of chili with a salty component and just engulfed in oiliness. Super flavorful. This plate also comes with some sliced beef, very tender, but in this context, the normal meat just tastes like less flavorful meat. And lastly, there are 3-in-1. A little bit late to mention this, but this is supposed to be a Jiang Cai place. But what they are popular for is all this 热拌凉拌 that they do with their signature chili crisp. I didn't manage to source this out before coming here, but not a problem. Anyway, this dish is a 3-in-1. We've got 腰片, kidney, 肥肠 intestine, and 肚条, which is stomach. So this is like a 麻辣猪杂腰片. Wow, I've never had kidney sliced like this before. Same flavor profile, but the 腰片 is a little bit more sour, which is strange because 腰片 is normally very clean one. Let's try the 肚条. Good texture. And then lastly, the intestine. Their pork is actually not as fresh as their beef. Across the 3 parts, right, intestine, stomach, and kidney, this is smellier. I have to eat it with more of the chili crisp to like curb the taste. Still nothing like crazily smelly, but the previous beef parts have spoiled me. The tofu is so pure. This might be my first time eating like unsweetened, unseasoned tofu. Okay, all done. Let's wrap it up and I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at
落日野茶集
I think supposedly Sunset Tea House, and the view here is just beautiful. It really lets you see how 8D Chongqing is. And I got myself tea, 铁观音, and beer. Because they don't have anything cold. Not ice cream, not dessert. Even their ice drinks are out because the ice machine is spoiled. I am not making this up. Do you all really think I want to drink beer? Not for me. Anyway, recap. 2 great restaurants, but I'm going to start with杨记隆府first. The best 辣子鸡 I've ever had, just straight up. In Singapore, we get the adapted versions of a lot of dishes. Pho, ramen, pizza, whatever cuisine have you. But it's only when you go to the place itself that you see the intention of the dish. The last time I had such a moment was when I had pho in Ho Chi Minh. Growing up, I always thought like, why would you put coriander and meat into pho? The soup is so light. Putting such a strong herb into a bland soup just does not make sense. It's only when I had pho there that I realized that the pho soup is not meant to be bland. It's anything but bland. It is supposed to be so over the top beefy that it will make the coriander and mint make sense. And the same thing is happening here in the 辣子鸡. I wonder why people go through all that trouble to chop the 辣子鸡to such small pieces. Like, it's not fun to eat. But we were shown the reason why. It is so that you can maximize the amount of brown caramelized beets to give the dish maximum flavor. This is why you travel to eat. It's so fun discovering such things. It makes the version at Sichuan Douhua like not make sense. Cause you eat all batter, it's yellow. How will the dish get any flavor? Also, one more hit that I didn't mention, the decor is very nice. All of the furniture, like the tables and chairs, are very heavy. It gives you a very solid feeling. And the space is very big. So even if there's a lot of people, right, once you get in, you will still feel quite spacious. The other dishes, the beef and the fish, also very high level, just not to my taste. I mean the fish. And then moving on to 人和水上飘, best 夫妻肺片 I've ever had. 2 main points. One is obviously the freshness of the beef. There's just a supply difference, nothing much around it. And 2, is the quality of the chili crisp. It is actually deceptively difficult to fry chili crisp because they burn rather easily. And once that happens, it becomes distinctively bitter. You have to go rather low and slow over a long period of time when cooking chilies. So what stood out to me was how fragrant the chili was without having a ridiculous amount of spiciness. The spiciness so far has actually been kinda surprising. I was a little worried coming into this trip that I'll be bullied by the spiciness, but so far still okay. With that said, it's time to move on to the verdict. 1 plate I'll work for the mala, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the mala, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in Chongqing for the mala. And杨记隆府gets 3 plates. So does 人和水上飘. If I were to choose one over the other, 网红 or 老社区, I will choose 老社区, 人和水上飘. I don't think it's a difference in scale, but simply that the flavors over there suit me better. Even comparing the restaurant also doesn't make sense because there are 2 different price points with 2 different setups. My initial idea was to assume that dishes like mapo tofu and 辣子鸡 would be the common suspect when it comes to 江湖菜, right? But it's not the case. Even when you limit it to 江湖菜, there is so much variation across the restaurants. Between the 2 restaurants that we went in this video, I don't think there is one that is found in both places. Looks like the 江湖世界 is bigger than I thought. No worries, next week it will definitely be a fair comparison, and no prizes for guessing what we will be having. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!